Have you updated your LinkedIn profile recently? If so, is it as strong as it could be? In this video, I'll be reviewing how to create a strong LinkedIn profile, as well as sharing some tips for being an active user in order to boost your professional presence. LinkedIn is extremely important for students in multiple ways, such as networking, searching for and obtaining internships, job opportunities, industry insights, and building and maintaining your overall professional and personal brand. Today, I'll be reviewing how to build a strong LinkedIn profile, as well as how you can utilize LinkedIn for networking opportunities and growing your presence. And then I'll talk a little bit about using LinkedIn for job and internship searching. To start with the profile, a couple key essential details here. You want to be sure that you're choosing a headshot that is clear, well lit. Again, headshot from the shoulders up with a friendly smile and a neutral background. Avoid any selfies or group photos. This is your one chance at a first impression, so you want to be sure that you are reflecting a professional image of yourself. The Career Development Office has a headshot photo booth, so you are more than welcome to make an appointment on Handshake to come and get a up-to-date headshot. Another tip we have for you is your banner photo should reflect not only who you are, but where you want to go as well. For example, this can be a business card style, an Xavier image, or an industry-related graphic. Next thing I'll touch on is your headline. You want to be sure that you are descriptive while also being concise. Don't just put that you're a student. Use keywords related to your desired role or field, such as marketing student, Xavier University, data analytics, and sport marketing, or it could be marketing major, Xavier University, vertical divider, social media marketing, or something like that. This will help recruiters find you in searches as they are recruiting for jobs or internships that they have open. Scrolling down a little bit here, you also want to include an about section. This is essentially your elevator pitch. You are able to highlight your professional interest areas, skills, career goals, and what you bring to the table. This is usually 1 to 2 short paragraphs. This is also an opportunity to use some more of those relevant keywords and tell your brief story, and again, set up your professional and personal brand. Moving down here to showcasing your experiences and your skills. This first section here will be your experience. This is where you will include internships, part-time jobs, leadership roles, or leadership roles in clubs and student organizations. Next will be your education section. Here is where you will be sure to list Xavier University, the degree type that you're earning, as well as your major and minor and expected graduation date, and any academic achievements and honors that you might have had, such as Dean's List, or if you were awarded a scholarship or something like that. Another section that you could potentially add would be projects or research from any of your academic coursework that you've taken part in. In both the project section and the experience section, you want to be sure that you are providing some action statement descriptions, focusing on the accomplishment and quantifiable results from those roles. So going over what you did as a part of this internship experience, what you accomplished, and any impact of the work that you completed. Some other sections that you might add on here would include volunteering, if there's any specific community involvement that you want to highlight, as well as skills. So this is where you can highlight your top 20-ish relevant technical or durable skills that you feel like are necessary in your field. Another section that you could also add here as well would be courses related to your field of study, and then you can associate it with wherever you took those courses. So this will, again, kind of keep those keywords present on your profile so you continue to show up in searches for recruiters who are recruiting for positions that they have open. Another key tip here would be to customize your LinkedIn URL. So here I'm going to go up to the top, and then you will see this here that says public profile and URL. If you go ahead and click that little pencil, it will take you to another screen where you'll be able to customize this URL listed. Keep it clean and professional, and try to make it as simple as possible, such as your first name and your last name. For example, Blue Blob here, our sample student, is linkedin.com/in/blueblobxu. You could list your graduation year, maybe your middle initial, just something, again, to make it customized to you. Now let's talk a little bit about being an active LinkedIn user. So start with your immediate circle. To search for some folks who might be within your immediate circle, if you go up here to My Network, This will make some suggestions for you based on activity or content that you have included on your profile. So as we scroll down here, we see that there are some people that are being suggested for us to connect with based on the fact that Blob listed Cincinnati, Ohio as their hometown or their location. Also, because we listed Xavier, here are some recommendations for some Xavier students that we might want to connect with. People who might be in similar roles compared to the titles that I shared on my profile. And based on the recent activity and how I've been engaging on the platform, these are some people that are suggested based on that recent activity. So this is just a way, again, for you to kind of start in your immediate circle to see who you might want to connect with, to build up that connection base. Now, as you are starting to send out connection requests, you can add personalized connection requests with a note to people that you want to create a professional relationship with that you might not know directly. So if you wanted to send a note kind of explaining to somebody who you are and why it is that you're wanting to connect with them, I'll show you an example of what that looks like. So say we wanted to connect with Allison McAdams. If I go here to connect, and if I were to just click send without a note, it would just send a connection request to Allison saying that Blue Blob wants to connect. If I wanted to add a note here, I could add a little couple of words as to who I am and kind of why I'm reaching out. For example, hi, Allison, my name's Blob. I enjoyed your guest lecture in marketing research, in the marketing research class. Would love to connect on LinkedIn. And it can be as simple as that. Now, I will note here that without LinkedIn Premium, you only get 3 connection requests with a note per month, and you're limited to 200 characters. So you want to be strategic and intentional about when you send a connection request with a note. Next thing I will go over is how you can connect with some Xavier alumni using the Xavier Alumni Networking tool. So if I go up to the search bar here and I go to Xavier University's page on LinkedIn, and I view the page, and I scroll down a little bit, there will be these tabs: Home, About, Posts, Jobs, and Alumni. So I'm going to click on Alumni. And we can see that there's over 57,000 Xavier alums and current students on LinkedIn. Now, you can use multiple different filters to find alumni that might be most relevant for you to reach out to or connect with. You can search by keyword, title, or company. You can also search directly here by filtering for where they work. So if you want to search for a company that is not listed as one of these top 5 here, you can also add that by typing in the name of the company there. You can search for geographically where they live, and then again, you can add those notes there. You can search for overall what they do in their career, what they're skilled at, what they studied, and how you're connected to them. So are you directly connected with them? Are they a connection of a connection, or is it further beyond that? And once you fill out those filters, depending on whatever your preferences are, you'll scroll down and you'll start to see those people that fit within those filters that you had included. We would also recommend following any companies or organizations of interest. So for example, Blue Blob had an interest in sport marketing. So it looks like he might want to follow the Cincinnati Reds, for example. So if I go ahead and click follow here, now my feed will be populated with posts from the Cincinnati Reds whenever they make or produce content. So if we go to that page, this information you can find on a company or organization page include not only posts and activity, but also any jobs that they have open and available. And if we further go to search, that will take us to the full listing of jobs. And if we go to people, these will populate the folks that work for or have worked for the Reds in the past. So this is kind of a cool thing if you are wanting to talk to somebody in the Reds who works in ticketing, or if you want to talk to somebody within an organization that does financial reporting, for example. You can go to their direct LinkedIn page, like we did with the Reds, go to people, and then use similar filters to find, again, who it might be best for you to reach out to. Another quick tip here is that on the right, as to where they studied, if you wanted to specifically see who the Xavier alums or students are that are working for the Reds, if we click on that right there, this will populate the 48 Xavier folks who work for the Reds, which is pretty cool. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about a little bit is how you can be engaging with content and being an active user. So once you create, again, some more connections and you build up your connection base a little bit, it's going to be important to like and comment and meaningfully engage with posts for your connections and companies you follow, to also kind of share your insights and demonstrate your interest. So if I pull up this post here that Allison had published, it is some suggestions for a checklist for how you can be optimizing your break. Say I read through this and I really like this content, I can go ahead and give this a like. I can celebrate it. If I wanted to show support for a post, if I wanted to love it, if I really, really like the post, if I found it insightful, or if it was something funny. I'm going to go ahead and like this post that Allison had posted. And then if I really wanted to take it a step further, I can add a comment there. Something else that you could do as well is share content. So for example, you can see that Allison here reposted something or shared this content for her followers. That's another way, again, for you to demonstrate your interest and knowledge in your field. Something else that you can definitely do is create your own posts. So if you go to your own profile, you can share accomplishments, projects, thoughts on industry trends, or ask some thoughtful questions. This will boost your visibility and, again, further establish your professional brand. So if you wanted to add a post, I'm going to scroll down a little bit on Blob's profile here, and then it says activity. You'll go here to create a post, and here's where you can type up your post of what it is that you want to share. You can also add some emojis or some icons there if you wanted to kind of brighten your post a little bit. You can also add images or media. So if there's a file that you want to attach or a photo that you want to include, you can use this here. Another suggestion I have to engage with content would be to join groups based on, again, your field of study or your industry. So for example, if I go up to the top of the screen here and I go to the search bar and I were to just search for sport keyword, you'll have all these tabs up here at the top. If I were to go to groups, this will populate over 11,000 results for sport-related LinkedIn groups. And you can see here that there are little descriptions for which groups, or what the groups stand for, or what their purpose is. A suggestion I would have for you here is to take a look at some of your connections that are either working within your industry of interest or who are studying the same thing as you. Take a look and see what some of your connections, what some groups they're a part of are, because that might highlight to you which ones might be relevant for you to join as well. Participating in discussions or engaging with some of that content can really help you learn and connect with some like-minded professionals. Lastly, what I wanted to touch on here was the job search kind of feature of LinkedIn. So if we go up here on the top to the jobs tab, once we click on that here, we can fill out just a couple little bit of preliminary information before it'll populate our results. So first, you can type in a title, skill, or overall kind of competency. So if I were to want to do marketing as my keyword, and then city and state, we'll do Cincinnati metropolitan area, that will populate our results. Every filter that you decide to use is going to narrow down your search results to whatever would be most kind of specific to what it is that you're looking for. So you can filter by the date that an opportunity was posted, the experience level, whether that be internship and or entry level, the company itself, remote, in-person, or hybrid, and there's several more if you click on the all filters. And then once you have those jobs filtered through, you can take a look here and see the company that posted it, the title of the position. There will be a link here to apply for it, and then it will also give you that job description, a little bit about the company, and again, some more details there. It can also really be helpful to utilize LinkedIn and your network to maybe do some informational interviewing, reaching out to professionals for advice and insights into their careers, always making sure that you're being very professional and respectful of their time, because not only are you representing yourself, but you're representing Xavier as well. So if you remember, if we go to a company's page and we go here to people, we can search by title. We can search for people who went to Xavier. So if we were to do add here and then type in Xavier, maybe we can find somebody who's in a category analyst type of role and ask them what their experience was like and learn from them a little bit. Hopefully you've seen throughout this video that LinkedIn is an incredibly valuable tool that can really help you engage with not only professionals in your field, but create your presence as well. LinkedIn is an ongoing and living, kind of, I say living, breathing platform, because you should continuously be updating it in order to build your credibility and your reputation. So start building your profile today. Experiment with some posting, connecting, and engaging. Trust me, your future self will thank you. If you have any questions or you want to dive in a little bit more specifically on your LinkedIn, please feel free to schedule an appointment with a career coach on Handshake or check out the resources we have available on the career development website for LinkedIn.